Session 19.
Okay. Overmachtes de Bibel is geween in der Nederlandische Sprache. But of course, the Bible was in the Netherlands, in the Dutch language. Had er weinig daarvoor verstaan. So he understood, therefore, very little. And einem Tag is mitvoeren met der Futter in Pretoria. One day he accompanied his father into Pretoria. In a venster van boekhandeling had bemerkt een Zeitung in der gerechte Sprache. In the window from a book dealer, he noticed a newspaper in the vernacular language. Had angespart zich Stern zum Fenster und geleint etliche Shores. He looked, he pressed his forehead to the window and read several of the lines. Was had gekend zijn, which he could see. Wenn sein Futter is gekommen, had gepoilt by him. When his father came, he convinced him, cajoled him, as so in the Zeitung. He got him to buy him the newspaper. Später hat abonniert die Zeitung und für a lange Zeit is gewesen der erste und einziger abonniert von der Wochenblatt in Palmerton. Palmerfontein. Later, he subscribed to the newspaper, and for a long time, he was the first and the only subscriber to the weekly sheet, to the weekly paper in Palmfontein.
Palmitfontein.
Taka. Shechenim sind gekommen Herren, was die Zeitung schreibt. Neighbors would come to hear was the Zeitung schreibt, what the newspaper would write. And andere haben es euch gelehnt, was a Tag oder zwei, and others let's see, and andere haben es euch, others would read for a day or two.
No, Oislion is to borrow. So to borrow.
Yes, better. Would borrow for a day or two. A line to lenen, to read by themselves. For the Zeitung seinen, for the Zeitung seiner hat Jan sich der Wust From the newspaper, Jan learned as een eigen Faran Becher in der Tal. From the newspapers, John also learned about the Tal. Mit der Zeit.
Sorry. The Taal is Afrikaans, it's the language, but there are also books in Afrikaans, in other words. That's a local thing.
Mit dem Zeit bedenkt und Bekelding hat eingeschafft einer deiner Bücher. Bit by bit, he managed to work his way through one of these books.
To acquire.
Acquired. And I think that is all I have acquired of this text.
Dine Bichlach is thin, right? Thin books.
I'd just like to mention something. This part of the story reminds me so much of stories by Schneuer and Shalom Aleichem, where in the shtetl, the person who got the newspaper was an individual and shared the news. So it's not only in Palmitfontein, it's in every shtetl in Lita and Poland that happened.
So this reminds me also about the shtetl Tel Aviv where I grew up, where when I was a child, when someone had a newspaper in his hand, other people would say, "Can you please give me a piece of your paper, like a page?" He was supposed to take a page out of his newspaper and give it to them, and that's how they got some paper to read. Yeah.
And up
People
until
pardon?
Please.
Oh, okay. Where is it? Okay.
I was going to say, up until recently,
yeah.
that's what happened to the New York Times at our local coffee shop. One person would buy it and hand out sections.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Wordt aufgeklappt bei sich im Zimmer, a Polizei, auf welcher hat gehalten die Nummern Zeitungen und die etliche Bichlach. He actually built in his room a shelf upon which he kept a few newspapers and a few books. Die erste Zeit hat die Zeitung und die Bichlach seinen Gewinn in der Gerätesprache ist Janen nicht angekommen gering das Lernen. At the beginning, even though the books were in the spoken language, Janen didn't have an easy time reading them. Es hat ihm genommen Zeit, bis ist durchgekrochen als Seitel von einem Buch oder von der Zeitung. It took him time until he was able to get through a page from a book or from a newspaper. Viel Phrasen, Wörter und Idiomen sind ihm vorgekommen fremd. A lot of sentences, words and idioms sounded foreign to him. Es ist ihm euch gewesen schwer, sich zu konzentrieren. It was also difficult for him to concentrate. Aber hat vermocht Willenskraft, Geschick und Ausdauer. But he had a strong will. He had a will. He had willpower. Again, cheshek is another word for will, desire, and patience. Langsam hat sich alles gebieten. Slowly everything has changed. Unklare Erter in Zeitung, sie in Buch haben sich aufgeklärt, aufgeklärt, wie von sich allein. Slowly everything it changed. Unclear places in the newspaper or in the book, like they were made up. They made themselves up. As if by themselves. Die Konzentration ist geworden stärker und dauerhafter. The concentration became stronger and more patient. Der stille und unmittelbare Jan hat jetzt bei der Arbeit oft gepfeift an Nigen und viele probiert singen mit der zerbrochener Stimme. Go down one line. The quiet and sad Jan now at his work often was whistling a melody and even attempted to sing with a broken voice. Seine Eltern hat es überrascht, gefreut. His parents were overwhelmed by that, and also happy. Jans ständiger Schweigen hat sie beunruhigt. Es ist nicht natürlich für einen jungen, gesunden Menschen herumzugehen vertreuert. Jans silence, Jan's permanent silence bother them. It is not natural for a young person, a young, healthy person, to walk around saddened like he was. Seine Zeitung hat Jan gelehnt in die Orten, aber die Bücher hat übergelassen für Sonntag oder an ander Ruhtag. Jan read his newspaper in the evenings, but the books he left for Sunday or another day of rest. Ob der Tag ist gewesen als schöner, pflegt nehmen das Buch, sich verkleiden damit, weit in dem Feld unter zerzweigenden Bäumen oder hinter a großen Stein, sich ausziehen und sein ganzer Läng und Lehnen schon on Abruf. So, where did I stop translating? Okay. Marsha, one line down, please. Okay, yeah, here, thank you. If the day was nice, he would take the book, uh, walk himself far away in the field, under a tree with the branches, and under a big stone, stretch himself out in his own in his length, stretch his, okay, and read hours without resting. Ibrahim Bloyer Himmel, a warme Zon und arum flinke Ekdeschlach. Above him there was a blue sky, a warm sun, and around him a flinke. This I don't know what is that word is.
Scorpions.
Ekdeschlach. What is it?
Scorpions.
Okay. Stark beschäftigte Moraschkes und Gufa, ist der Held von der Erzählung. So, with him around, stark beschäftigt, Moraschkes, I don't know what it is either.
Ants.
Okay. And he himself, he is the hero of the story. Der Sohn von an Oremen Beiwohner, gets in der Karo. Somebody else take over. It seems too many words that I don't know.
Okay. So der Sohn von an Ormen Bewohner, the son of a poor a Bewohner, that's an Afrikaans word, which means someone who was staying on the property, renting a room on the property.
Like a renter, a tenant.
A tenant, yeah. Like
Yeah, okay.
a tenant.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
And then ergens in the Karoo, somewhere in the Karoo is a very large area which is semi-desert between Cape Town and Johannesburg. And it's so it's somewhere in this area. See, in
Okay.
the Bushveld, or in the Bushveld, which is an area north of Johannesburg, where there are trees, shrubs that are about I don't know, 3 foot tall, not tall trees, but shrubs that are about 3 to 4 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
And that's an area called the Bushveld, where these trees, shrubs grow.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, thank you so much. Ist stark verliebt in der Tochter von einem reichen Farmer, bei wem sein Vater ist Bewohner. Is extremely in love with the daughter of the rich farmer with whom his father is a tenant. Wissen die, dass ihre Eltern wollen auf keinen Fall nicht der losen, als seine Tochter soll hassen haben mit der Sohn von einer Bewohner, beschließt er, zuvor in Johannesburg suchen sein Glück. Knowing that her parents would never allow that their daughter would marry a son of a tenant, he decides to go to Johannesburg to look for his luck. For no love. Gefindt es und in a kurzer Zeit kommt zurück, reich und berühmt und hat Hasene mit sein Geliebter. So he finds it, and in quite a short time, he comes back rich and well known, and he marries his beloved. Do I continue? I can continue forever.
Sure, carry on.
Okay, okay, thank you. Land von Gold und, okay. Trifft, als inmitten lehnen der Filter a große Fried niedert a rob afem. He feels that in the midst of his reading, there's a great joy that comes over him, comes down at him. A glückliche Zufriedenheit füllt euch sein ganzen Wesen. A happy joy fills up his entire being. Legt weg das Buch an der Seite, kekelt sich auf den Groß wie ein Schrebetz, bricket mit die Fies und in der Heuch, mit die Fies in der Heuch und lacht auf den Kohl. Ein seitiger Mensch wollte sicher beschlossen, als Jan ist nicht beim vollen Sinnen, aber Jan ist nur gewesen in einer zufriedener Stimmung. Okay. He puts away the book on a side. He turns around on the grass. Oh, Marsha, can you go back one line? Thank you. Gerbets, what is it? Maybe some kind of an animal.
A stallion.
A Pferd.
Okay. Bringt mir die Fies in der Heuch und he moves his feet.
He kicks.
Kicks. Okay. Okay. In the to the high up, and he laughs loudly. Somebody who would stand there on the side would definitely decide that Jan is not in his right mind. Aber Jan is no given in a zufriedener Stimmung, but Jan was only in a happy mood. Kann lernen und weiß, was es tut sich dort weit hinter jene zerbläute Berg, weit auf jener Seite, Kranzport, Palmitfontein und all these names, Haver Sproid. He he can read and he knows that what is going on there, far away, behind those muddy hills, away.
I think it's a Bloita or a blue, the blue mountains,
It's a
Bloy.
Bloyd, it's blue, or no, it's a Bloyd. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought
because mud is Blotta, and this is Bloy.
you're right. Thank you. You're right. Yeah. Weit auf jener Seite ganz far away on the other side of all these places, transport, all these other places that are mentioned here.
Yes.
Aber in derselben Zeit ist auch gekommen zu ihm der Bewusstsein, als für ein Kind von eurem Eltern ist die Welt eine Vermachte. But at the same time, there came to him the realization that for a child from poor parents, the world is closed up. Und hat sich so stark geglust angucken die Welt wegen welcher lehnt in sein Zeitung und Bücher leben in einer Stadt, wo alles hat geglaubt ist rein und schön. He had a great desire to look at the world, to see the world about which he is reading in the newspaper or and in the books, to live in a city where everything that he believed is only clean and beautiful. Menschen wohnen in Prachthäuser, leben in Luxus. People living in beautiful houses, they live in luxury. Wo seinen sie seine where are his pleasures? Besitzt nicht viele kein leitisch Anzug. He doesn't even own a normal outfit. Was kann der Leben sitzen dick auf dem Farm? What can he achieve sitting on the farm? Will nicht, wie sein Vater bleiben das ganze Leben an Oremer Transportarbeiter. He doesn't want to be like his father, to remain like his father, who his entire life is a poor transportation worker.
A teamster.
A what?
A teamster.
Okay. Thank you. Was wird tun in Stadt? What will he do in the city? Wird gehen arbeiten in a Gold- oder Kehlengrab. He will go to work in a store of gold or Kehlen, I don't know what it is.
In a mine, in a gold mine or a coal mine.
Okay, thank you. Asach von seine Bekannte haben es getan. Sie verdienen gut. Leben zwischen Menschen, genießen alle Tanugim. They make good money. They live among people. They enjoy all kinds of pleasures. Was die Stadt that kann geben pleasures that the city can give. In Stadt seinen voran Bibliotheken. In Stadt wird haben die Möglichkeit und Gelegenheit zu vertiefen und ausbreitern ausbreitern seine Ideen. In the city there are libraries. In the city he will have the opportunities, the possibilities and the opportunities to deepen and to expand his knowledge. Wo seine noch so beschränkt und hinterstellig. Uh, I'm guessing this. That his knowledge that is still limited and backward. Seine Eltern haben sich erschrocken. Gehen arbeiten in einer Goldgrube, kriegen Thesis. Need tell us on this they will not allow. Okay.
I don't. What is Vorschlag?
Vorschlag, proposal.
In Horowitz's proposal, if they would return to Bushmankop, Jan's parents.
They will move
if they moved to Bushmankop, Jan's parents saw a way to prevent Jan from going to work in the town, in a gold group, in a gold mine. Emes, in Bushmankop, the truth is that in Bushmankop, ob men wird gefinnen gold, if you would find gold, wird euch arbeiten a gold group. There would also be a gold mine there. Aber bis es wird kommen dazu, ob es wird kommen dazu, wird öfter Jan schon haben verloren dem Heschek der Fahr. Truly in Bushmankop, if it came to that, probably Jan would be able to earn a living from it. Is that correct?
No, he would have lost already the desire for by that time. Yeah.
He would lose the desire for it. Hat Daniel getracht und beschlossen, nicht zu warten, bis man wird wissen dem Resultat von das Goldsuche nicht in Bushmankop. Daniel had thought and had decided not to wait for them to know the result of the search for gold in Bushmankop. Wird darüber fahren, kein Bushmankop, und sehen, was kann dorten tun. He would go back to Bushmankop and see what he could do there. Janen hat gesagt, Janen said to him, mein Kind, miren sich darüber kleben kein Bushmankop, wir wollen anheben an neuem Leben. He said, my child, if we go back to Bushmankop, we will begin a new life.
Can I just point out something grammatical? Jannen hat gesagt, it's reversed. So hat gesagt Jannen. He told Jan. Jannen is in the dative there. So it's
Thank you.
Jan said, but he said to Jan.
Thank you. Nee, van mir und euch van dir. Something new for me and
Nai,
also
nai.
no, new.
New,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
new for me and also for you. Wir tun die Arbeit, was jeder einer von uns hat gedarf tun. We've done the work that each of us had to do. Landarbeit, working on the land. An Arbeit, was is nötig und nützlich für sich und für andere. A kind of work that is, what is nötig und nützlich?
Necessary,
And
necessary and useful.
Necessary and useful for ourselves and for others. Wir arbeiten Bashustvus.
Beshutves, in partnership,
We worked in
together.
partnership. Genug sich herumgeschleppt über samtige und blottige Wegen. It's enough. We've had enough of schlepping around.
Yeah.
In Zamdik. What is that?
Sandy.
Sandy.
And sandy and muddy
There's mud.
roads. In Kol Erle Veteran. What is Kol Erle?
All kinds.
All kinds
of weather. All
Yeah.
colorlays, all kinds. Yeah.
Yeah. In Bushmankop wirst du sich treffen mit Menschen. Das Leben wird nicht sein mehr so still und monoton für dir. In Bushmankop, you'll deal with people, and your life will no longer be so quiet and monotonous. Heintige Kinder hat dann Daniel sich geklockt für Schochen, wären geboren, unruhige und unzufriedene. Kids today, Daniel thought, was ist a Schochen?
Neighbor.
A neighbor.
he complained to his neighbor. Gordon is complain.
Plain. Today's kids are restless and discontented. Unsere Deures haben abgelebt auf halbledige Stichen.
Doch.
Und es ist sie nicht gewendet, unmittig und nicht langweilig. Heintige Kinder haben der schmecken sie dem Rie von Stadt, willen sie ziehen und antläufen von die Farms. It's okay. Our generation lived in half halbledige. Was ist halbledige?
half empty spaces. I believe half empty is spaces of earth.
Yes.
That means that I believe in poverty. They didn't have much.
Yeah.
No, I think
And
I think it's the land, the half empty areas of land.
Yeah.
Shtochim are areas.
yeah, because he's going to contrast it with the city. Uh, and for them, it was not umatik. Was this
Sad.
umatik?
That
It
Sad.
wasn't.
I mean,
It
not
was.
boring, not sad.
Yeah,
It was okay for them.
yeah. It wasn't sad, and it was not langweilig. Boring,
boring, tiresome.
tiresome. But today's
Idiot.
children, when they when they get a taste of what goes on in the cities, they will leave the farms. Chikave. Was this Chikave?
Curious.
Curious.
It's curious. Okay, Moshe, I'm going to pass the baton to you.
Okay, sure. Das ist die Auswirkung von einem fremden Geist. This is the development from this foreign spirit, what der Schochen erklärt, the neighbor explained. Der fremde Reindringer hat uns besiegt, physisch und geistig. The person who has pressed inside, the one who has defeated us, has defeated us both physically and mentally. Es ist das Gold, was zieht die Jugend zum Stadt. Gold attracts the youth to the city. Daniel und Jan haben gefehlt a paar Chadoshim in Bushman's Kopf. Daniel and Jan stayed for a few months in Bushman's Kopf, auszubauen für sich ein Haus, to build a house for themselves. Daniel hat gekauft 3 Beiplätze. Daniel bought 3 plots, building places. Hat es herumgezamt mit stechiger Draht. He surrounded it with barbed wire und gestellt das Haus inmitten and placed the house in the middle. Das Haus ist gewesen gebaut von Reuerzigel. The house was built of raw bricks, ausgepflastert von innen wenig und auswenig, plastered both inside and outside und abgekalkt weiß and whitewashed. Die Türen und Fenster gefarben green. The doors and windows were painted green. When everything is schon gewesen great, when everything was already prepared, hat die LaRue-Familie sich hereingezogen. Die LaRue family moved in. Jan hat angetrieben mit 14 Ochsen, was haben gebracht, sehr Wirtschaft. Jan drove on with 14 oxen who brought his household goods. Jan is gewend in. Jan was thin, long, and tall. Is gegangen Borvis. He went barefoot. Die blaue Dungaree-Häusen seinen verkaschert bis über die Knie. The blue dungarees were rolled up over his knees. Die Khaki-Hemd voneinander gespielt, and the khaki shirt was unbuttoned. Seine Flachshaar, his flaxen hair, nass von Schweiß, wet from sweat, haben sich geklebt auf sein Stirn, stuck to his forehead und seinen gehangen herum sein Kopf wie Zweigen von einer Werbebaum. And they hung from his head like the twigs. And I'm not sure verba, but I think it's a willow tree, but I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
it is. It is.
Yeah,
It
the
is.
willow tree.
Yes. There's a song, the Verbe,
Okay, thank you.
in Yiddish. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so it is a word.
But where a girl is walking down the hill and is asking the Verbe, I believe Bialik wrote it, who is going to be her chosen? And
Okay.
she is asking the willow tree to, to tell her, what is going to be, to tell her the future. That's the verb. Yeah, the song.
Some
It's a
foreshadowing
poem,
there.
a poem to which music was written. So yeah, that's how I know.
So
Die Wirtschaft ist verstanden von einer größeren Hilfsener Doppelbett. The Wirtschaft should actually be economy, but here it means the household goods were comprised of a large wooden double bed, a poor eiserne Betten, a few iron beds, a table, stools, chairs, tap, carpets, pfannen, pans, tellers, plates, schüsseln, bowls, a größer blechene Wanne, a large tin bath. That's from the German, Badewanne, anyway. Lopetus, spades, heck, axen, grebliers, rakes, draught, wire, blechen, tin, corrugierte blechen, corrugated iron, a porchazeichen, a few pigs, a zendig hinner, a few tens of hens, when zwei could latter hint, and two very hairy, shaggy dogs. 15 Minuten später hat Räuch sich schon gezeugen von das nahe Hazel. I would say Hazel. 15 minutes later, smoke was coming out of the new house. Tante Henya, Daniel's wife, hat gekocht Wasser, war Kava. Auntie Henya, Tante Henya, really. Daniel's wife was making coffee, was warming, was boiling water for coffee. How are we doing for time? I don't want to. Okay, there's still time. Die Oppermanns haben gebaut ein Haus für Benny Mark, dem Schmidt. Die Oppermanns built a house for Benny Mark, the Smith. Und in Schreines mit Hurwitzes Shop hat Mikolaitis a Litviner gebaut a meal. Oh, and in neighborhood with Hurwitz's shop, Mikolaitis. Now, this is racist because he obviously wasn't Jewish. He was a Litviner and not a Litvak.
Wow.
So this Lithuanian built a mill, same as a Polish Reed and a Polak. I mean,
So is it racist? You
I
just
don't
say
think
what?
it's racist.
No, it's his nationality.
okay,
It's just
well,
that
Okay. If you
he's,
say he's a goy, this is a
a
racist.
goy,
yeah,
it is a goy. Okay.
A
yeah.
goy is-
Die mill, meer die Kusnier, more than the smithy, the blacksmithy, hat zufriedengestellt die Farmerbevölkerung, satisfied the farming population by schmieden a Pferd, putting a shoe on a horse, verrichten a Wogen, tja, Plug, repairing a wagon or a plow, corn in Neut, jeder farmer. A farmer could do this on his own when needed in Neut. Aber als man darf mollen, muss man schon ankommen zu a mill. But if you have to still grind, you have to come to a mill. Was liegt efter meilenweit, wenn man muss Potter and Teg and Sean to foreign in. And you would need, for milling, you would need a mill, and to get to a mill that perhaps lies miles away, you have to waste days and hours to drive there. Und kaum hat die Mehl angeheben funktionieren, seinen in Front von der Mehl ständig gestanden, ausgespannte Wegener. And now, hardly had the mill started to function, in front of the mill were always standing unspanned wagons, was haben gebracht zum Mall that had brought grain for grinding. Schwarze Mädchen und Frauen seien gekommen mit kleinen Säckerlach Millis oder Korn auf die Cap oder auf Schlitterle. Young black women, young black girls and women came with small bags of mealies or rye on their heads or on a sled, was an Esele hat geschleppt, that a donkey was drawing, when seinen gelegener Rummel bis durch Tour is gewesen zum Mullen, and they would lie around the mill until the grain was milled. A paar Mal durch den Tag flepped die Mill Sirene sich lustig zu schreien. A few times through the day, the siren of the mill would make whatever noise a siren makes. Haben Menschen schon gewusst die Zeit, nicht gucken auf den Zeiger. So people would know the time even without looking at their watch. I must tell you that Bushmanskopf sounds very much like the little town that I come from in Johannesburg, in South Africa. It also had a mill like this. Anyway, why doesn't Yaakov take over now?
Okay.
And you managed to arrive here from
Yeah.
that's something.
All the way from a shtetl in South Africa.
Yeah.
It also sounds
Okay.
like the American pioneers building towns from nothing.
No, there was nothing pioneering. This was a well-established Bushman's Kopf.
Well, okay. Kapitel 24. Bald wie sein Haus ist gewesen fertig, hat der Schmied Benny gelassen kommen sein Weib. As soon as his house was ready, the smithy Benny sent for his wife. A blonder, etwas Hecher von mittleren Wuchs, schon in die Heucher Chadoshim und die Mebel. So he called for his wife, a blonde, fairly tall.
Taller than average, huh?
A little taller than in the medium height. She was in the last months of pregnancy, and also he called for his furniture. Die Woche noch ihr Kommen seinen beide Benny mit sein golden gewinn busy mit einstellen die Mebel. So during the week after they arrived, both Benny and his wife Golda, they were busy with getting things, setting the furniture up. Aufhängen Gardinen und Bilder, and they hung curtains and pictures, fotografies und verhangen, photographs and drapes. Upon him, as Golda hat gemacht a Toas in Cheshbon, worum a chodesh noch dem wie sie ist gekommen in Bushman-Kop, hat sie geboren an Ingel. Apparently, Golda had made a mistake in working out the how pregnant she was, because a month later, a month after she had arrived in Bushman-Kop, she gave birth to a little boy. Und gekommen ist es also plötzlich, als wenn der Doktor, wenn man Benny hat telegrafisch herausgerufen, ist gekommen, hat Tante Henya, Daniels Weib, sich schon geporret herumgolden und das 8-pfundige Nefeschel ist schon gelegen warm in a Bettele. If a month after she arrived in Bushman-Kop, she bore a son. And he arrived so suddenly that when the doctor, whom Benny had sent, called by means of a telegram, when he arrived, the auntie Tante Henya, the auntie Henya, Daniel's wife, was already fussing around Golda, and an 8-pound little creature was already lying warm in a crib. Der Doktor hat gratuliert der Alter für ihr gute, geschickte Arbeit. The doctor congratulated the old woman for her good and capable work. Aber Tante Henya hat gesagt, als sie nötigt sich nicht in sein Leib. But Tante Henya told him that she didn't need his praises. In mein Leben hat sie sich gegräust. In my life, she prided herself. Hab ich opgenommen zähnliche Kinder. I have
Delivered
tens of children by Reiche und Orma, by rich people and poor people. Und kein Unglück seien nicht vorgekommen. And no
misfortune.
There were no problems. And I didn't encounter any problems. Mit einer Woche später hat man gepravet den Bris. They observed, they celebrated the bris, the circumcision, a week later by Benin in Heus, in Benny's house. Beim Geburt von seiner ersten Enkel haben Bennys Eltern sich gelost überbeten. At the birth of their first grandchild, Benny's parents asked for forgiveness. Sie haben Benny und Michael gewinnt, seine Widerspänigkeit und seinen gekommen zum Bris. They forgave Benny for his disobedience, and they came to attend the bris. Es ist euch gekommen, Bennys jüngerer Bruder, und versteht sich der Moel. Also, there arrived Benny's younger brother, and obviously the Moel, the man who did the circumcision. Benny's Eltern haben mitgebracht Kibbut Mikol Haminim. Benny's parents brought with refreshments of all different kinds. Beer, Brampfen, Trukene und Nasse, täglich, Pomeranzen und Ingberlich. So they brought beer, brandy, liquor, dry and wet täglich. So täglich that were in syrup and täglich that were not in syrup. Pomeranzen.
Pomegranate.
It's a confectionery, pardon?
Yeah, Pomeranzen is pomegranate, no?
No.
That
Pomeranzen
oranges?
is confectionery that's made out of oranges.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Lummer
Ingberlich.
Eberbeten, the song, is all about that.
Sorry?
The song Lummer Eberbeten. There's a song which talks about let's make up, let's go dancing, and let's eat pomeranzen. Let's eat oranges. This confection, yeah.
It's a confection, yes. And Ingberlich is also a confection that's made out of with ginger. Torten, lekker, biscuit, cakes, tarts, cakes, and biscuits. I think you would call them cookies in America. Was Benny's was Benny's Mutter hat allein gebackt und zugegräht. And all of these things, Benny's mother baked and prepared herself. Und euch und Wein und Peiris. And they brought wine also and fruit. Benny's Haus is gewinn verputzt mit Blumen. Benny's house was decorated with flowers. Alle seinen gewinn jontefdig ongeton. And everybody was dressed up in Yontif clothes, smart clothes. Tante Henya is gewinn ongeton in ihr schwarze Kleid, in welche sie geht in Kirch. And Tante Henya was dressed in her black dress in which she wore going to church. Sie hat schon a viele gewusst, was unzugreifen für Moil, and she even knew what to prepare for the Moil, this man who did the circumcision. Sie hat beigewohnt, hat sie gesucht a Sach Brissen. She had attended, so she said, many brisses. Und sie hat observiert, was es fordert sich dazu. And she had observed what was needed for this process. Benny's Vater is gewinn Sandik. Benny's father was the Sandik, the godfather. Wenn das Spitzelkind hat sich zerweint bei der Operation, hat Benny abgekehrt dem Kopf und gewischt die Tränen. When the little child burst out crying from the operation, Benny turned his head away and wiped away his tears. Was seinen Gerunnen gegen sein Willen. His tears which streamed down his face against his will. Sein Vater hat bemerkt, his father remarked, bei dein Bris hab ich euch geweint. At your bris I also wept. In Leben wird alles vergessen, a viele bei der Erwachsene. In life, everything is forgotten, even adults.
A question. Sandek, is that the guy who holds the baby?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Yes.
Now,
The Sandik,
go ahead.
yeah, the Sandik is the person who holds the baby while the Moil does the bris.
Yeah, but the concept, Godfather, is a Christian concept, right?
No.
This
Yeah.
expression, yeah, we don't use it in Judaism. Godmother, Godfather.
We have a kvandik and a kvandik echad, the sandik and the kvata.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Somebody was
this-
calling me his godmother because I was good to him, but I told him not to call me that because it's not Jewish. Was I right?
Ich denk as you could be called a godmother because you're the son. What did I say? The kvatik and the son.
the kvater and the kvaterin are the people who bring the baby to the place where the bris is going to take place. They hand the baby to the sandik. The sandik holds the baby, and the mole does the bris.
Yeah, but who's the God in godmother? Jesus
That's
or
the kvater. The kvater and the kvaterin would be the the godparents.
Yeah. And in the
So-
US, we're pretty easygoing with those terms.
Oh, okay. To me,
Yeah.
it sounds very foreign. You know, like goyish. Huh?
Well,
What
welcome
would
to
you
the
say,
US.
Rachel?
Uh-huh.
What would you
Yeah.
call them, Rachel? Like a sponsor at a ritual?
I don't know. I have to think about it. But when I
Yeah.
was called godmother for a long time and I did not like it until I said something.
Well, of course
Yeah.
you should say something,
Yeah.
but später.
Okay,
Warte.
let's continue. Thank you.
Okay. In alle Zimmern und auf der Veranda seien gewinnt zerstellt Tischen. In all the rooms and on the veranda, entschuldigt, tables were set up. Kemat alle von Bretter zerlegt auf Kastens. Most of them were planks that had been placed on boxes. Benny, afreiliger an aufgelegter, ist herumgegangen zwischen die Gäste und sie und mutigt zu essen und trinken. Benny, who was very happy and aufgelegter in a cheerful mood, went around among the guests and encouraged them to eat and to drink. Der Oilem hat sich nicht gelost beten, and the people around, they didn't need to be asked. Es hat lang nicht gedauert und man hat gedacht, bringen frische Maschke und Gerichten. It didn't take long and they had to bring new, fresh drinks and food and dishes. Zwischen die eingeladene Gäste seien gewinn die Jansches, die Stanzierverwalter, die Leroux, der Milner, Horowitz und Meyer. Among the invited guests were the Jansches, the station master, the Leroux, the Miller, Horowitz, and Meyer. Der einäugige Stanzierverwalter, hat verloren an Eug in der Milchome mit die Buren, is gich geworden freilich. The one-eyed station master, he had lost an eye during the war with the Boers. He was an Englishman, the station master, and he'd lost an eye in the war with the Boers. He very soon became freilich, jolly. In other words, hat sich ungeschickert. Hat nicht gehabt zu sehen ledige Gläsel stehen neben ihm. He didn't like to see an empty glass standing next to him. Hat sie geseder full gemacht, so he constantly filled it. Auch Lewischiansche hat schon bekommen Farbe in die Backen. And even Levish Yansha already had color in his cheeks. Is zwischen ihm mit dem Verwalter entstanden a hitziger Schmutz, and a very lively conversation between him and the station master, a very lively conversation started. Der Verwalter, was ist gesessen zwischen ihm und Bennys Vater, hat gepeugt in Tisch, also als die Gläser haben getanzt und gedroht. Rup zu springen und hat geschrien. So the station master, who was sitting between, I think, Levish Yansha and Benny's father, he banged on the table so loud that the glasses danced and quivered. And sort of jumped, and he jumped up and he shouted. Und ich sag, as England is meshuggah geworden. And I say that England has gone mad. Sich geschlagen 3 Jahre ungeworden Geld und Menschen ohne Schier. Und jetzt alles weggegeben zurück. They fought for 3 years, losing money and people without limit. And now they've given everything back. Das ist doch, was Selbstregierung bedeutet. This is what independence means. Ich sage, als die Meluche-Führers in England seien nicht beim Verstand. I say that uh, the rulers in England they don't know what they're doing. Eich, Buren, haben sie geschenken an Medina. They have given you, the Boers, as a present, a state. Meshugas, reine Meshugas, it's craziness, complete craziness. Hat ausgeledigt und wieder ungefüllt sein Gläsel. He emptied and filled up his glass again. Janscha hat ausgetrunken sein Gläsel, abgewischt die Lippen und ruhig gesagt. Janscha drank out his glass, he wiped his lips, and calmly he said, die Autonomie, was England hat gegeben, die Provinzen, hat sie es getan von Rachmanis. The autonomy which England has given to the provinces, she gave it out of pity, von a good heart, von a good heart.
Compassion.
Did she give it out of pity or from a good heart, from compassion? No, sir. No, sir. Sie ist gezwungen dazu. She was forced to do this, weil sie hat verloren die Milchoma. She was forced to do this because she had lost the war. Hat sie herausgestellt die weiße von in der Form von Autonomia. So she held out the white flag in the form of autonomy. Yes, sir. Die weiße von, this white flag, sie geht sich unter. She, with this white flag, she has England has surrendered.